When I think of contouring, I imagine it to be a way to shape and frame the face. So if you look at my face right now, all I have on is BBCream. This is one that's a little bit too light for my skin, but I basically wanted to really focus on contouring so that, you know, my face would be a lighter color, and then you could really, my face would be a lighter color so that the contouring would be emphasized. But obviously I don't usually use BBCream, and I think I'll have to do another video with foundation and showing you how to contour. So moving forward with the whole idea of contouring, see my face, it doesn't have, like, you can't see any definition, right? The whole idea of people contouring their faces is showing that they have cheekbones, showing that they might want to put shadows in certain areas or highlight certain areas. Now, I am very much a powder contouring type of person. I have tried cream contours in the past. I haven't tried sticks, so maybe that's something that is in my future for testing out. But I have definitely used like a cream product from a palette, and I found that cream products for me make it seem like there's more on my skin. It's heavier, it's cakier, and I just don't like the feeling of walking around thinking there's cake on my face, because that's basically how my face feels. I have a powder contour. It's a lot lighter on my skin, and just to clarify to you guys, you may have seen my previous videos. If you haven't, then this is very new for you. This is very new information for you. I have normal to dry skin, and coming up to winter, I'm thinking that it's moving more towards dry, not completely dry. I wouldn't go out of my way to just get products for a dry skin type, but I certainly do have skin that needs to be moisturized a lot more during this period of time. So I feel that the less I have on my skin, or the less product, and it's not feeling so heavy, the better. So I use palettes like this. I'm just going to show you this one today. This is the Sculpt and Glow. Now, the reason I love this palette is A, yes, it's powder. B, the shades to me are, when I put them on my skin, I can definitely notice that there is a cheekbone, you know, shade. And I feel that the products are easy to, first of all, they show up really well. Second of all, they blend really well. So whenever you're looking for a palette or you're looking for a product to contour, I think it's really important that you're going to get something that does those things. You want it to show up on your skin. That's the whole point of contouring, right? If it doesn't show up, then you need to find something that does make a difference on your skin. The second one, as I said, is that it blends easily. You don't want something that you put on your face, it comes across as really patchy, takes ages to blend. Obviously you're wanting something that you can blend as quickly as possible if you're going out and you know you're going to look great in photos. That's another thing. Make sure that you're taking photos of your skin. Make sure you see how you look when you're wearing these products. And last of all, I just want to mention that contouring to me is not something that I would personally consider my strength, and that's okay. People have different strengths when it comes to makeup, but I can tell the difference between not so great contouring as opposed to really great. And in the past, I used to use a hell of a lot of product on my skin to contour. and it would be very heavy looking. It would take me a while to blend out, and it just didn't quite transition from, you know, contouring to blush to highlight. It looked like it was just all separated, and I didn't want that. So I knew that it was something I needed to work on. And keeping in mind, contouring shades, I see them as being a little, they're definitely darker than your natural skin tone, because you want to see the shadow. And if you see it as being like, you look back at your face after you've taken a photo, or even as you're doing it and you've got really great eyesight, I have to take photos, you may see that it doesn't look like it's part of your skin. Like, you see the shadows on your face and you think, oh, that's not, you know, it doesn't look like it's natural. Then that's what I consider a muddy contour. And if that's the case, don't get upset about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Learn from that. Understand that, okay, it doesn't look like it's part of my face. What shades of shadow, what shades of powder, what shades of cream, as I said, I'm not a cream person, but what shades of powder would I use to naturally create a contour on my face? Another thing I'm starting to learn more about is the face shape that people have. So apparently there are about 3 or 4 face shapes: love heart, circle, square, rectangle, oval, and oblong. Okay, oval is apparently the best face shape to have, but of course we're humans, we're all created differently and beautifully, and that's okay. So when we are aware that our face shape is different to being an oval, in my case I've been told that my face shape is a square, we just have to imagine what it's like having an oval drawn on our face to help us know how we're contouring. Now, brushes are a really important thing to keep in mind about when you're contouring. I think, from my own experience, angled brushes are a great contouring type of brush. They obviously, if I'm placing it on my face, I know with the angle I want it to be drawing from the top of my ear down to my lip. Okay, so I want it to be drawing, I'm making this invisible line down here. Now, obviously I'm not going to bring it all the way down to my lip, because if you've ever, and you'll notice this as well, like, I've made mistakes, heaps of them. I have drawn it very close to my lip and it doesn't look very good. What I want to do though is to make sure, and you can feel it as well, use your fingers to find out where your find out where your cheekbone is. Okay, this is my cheekbone right here. I want it under my cheekbone. So I want a soft shadow, probably about there. That's how I would apply my contour. As for my forehead, I don't consider myself to have a big forehead, but I certainly do like cutting it a little bit. I know that sounds funny, right? So I do add a soft shadow. In some photos, I've looked back and I thought, wow, I added way too much contour, maybe that much. But with time, I've noticed I've brought it up a little bit higher. I've even made it a bit lighter, and that angle just helps, you know, I want to say paint where your contour is. Okay, so I know for a fact that my contour is there, here, and here, and I like a little bit around here. I do like, now some people would probably miss that out if they had my face shape and they would just go from here, and that's fine, they can do that. But because I don't have a fringe at the moment, and sometimes I don't do the whole side parting and I keep my hair back like this, I do like to have a little bit of contour at the top. But that's a personal thing. See, that's the thing with contouring. There is no right or wrong. Now, it helps to not only talk about how to contour the face, but also to show you. So I'm going to give you an example with the brush, the first brush I was talking about. As I said, this is the BH Cosmetics number 3 brush. And I'm using the palette, which is Sculpt and Glow by Profusion Cosmetics. That's all I'm doing. Now, what's really important as well is I don't want to drag it down. So after I pat it, that's when I lift it up. Okay, whether that means adding a little bit more product. In this case, I'm just going to do it so that you guys can see. I want it to be a really noticeable contour. I think it still helps for you to know where your line is when you're creating it for your contour. Okay, now I would just leave it there with that on the cheek, and I'll do the same on the other side. I usually start with my cheek first. I usually start with my cheeks first, and then I focus on my forehead. That's what I do. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying that's what works for me. So again, I can even see the shadow. Like, I haven't even applied any product there, but I can even see where my jawline is. Again, if you need to use your fingers to feel it, then do so. Alright, see, I already know it's right there. And sometimes the hair can get in the way. So here, and bring it down. I know, Bubs, it's coming, darling. And here. But I don't like, because I haven't done enough research on the forehead. But you can definitely see where my contouring is on my cheeks and a bit on my forehead now. I know. This next technique is something that really can define contouring, and I see a lot of people doing it. It's funny for me because you guys know that I have normal to dry skin, and I don't think a lot of people with dry or normal to dry skin would like this technique, but I have the satisfaction of cutting my contour, or sculpting it rather, that's the word, sculpting my contour with a powder. And so in this case, it is best for me to use a baking and setting powder. A lot of people, I believe, who have normal to oily skin will do this technique, but I enjoy it as well. Getting my beauty blender is so much easier to sculpt. I don't think I've ever sculpted with a brush before. I use a beauty blender. I've got the powder in front of me, and my beauty blender is damp, just in case some of you guys are wondering. Some people use their beauty blender dry. I prefer it to be wet because I feel like I get a lot more, not wet but damp, I get a lot more product on my skin, and it stays there. So gently moving it back and forth. Down to my chin here. I tend to go halfway. That's where I leave it. And the same here. It'll be underneath where the contouring is, because I still want my contour to show. but this just makes it a lot more neater, sharper. Again, this is how I do it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your way, and there's no right or wrong when it comes to makeup. You just got to figure out from experience what works best for your skin. So I'm just going to leave it there for a couple of seconds. Usually this is the time where I would go ahead and I would add my blush and my highlight, but obviously I've done that. So I'm just thinking now I can just try something different where maybe I can sort out what's going on my eyes and chat to you guys as well. Maybe add some earrings. Haven't thought about earrings today. I didn't even know what I was gonna wear. Kind of just got up this morning thinking my YouTube channel is growing. It's amazing. I'm so proud of what I've done, what I've achieved, and the friends that I've made on the way, because really I couldn't have done this without having really great friends. So I want to thank you all for joining my channel, and those of you who've referred me to other people as well. It's just such a blessing to know that you guys want to support me. I don't know, I love those that are noticeable and different. That's what makes me who I am. So when people say that they leave it on for a certain amount of time, it really does depend on you and your skin. So for me, having normal to dry skin, I would probably leave it on for about 30 to 40 seconds. So right now, this will be fine. This is a time that I can just go ahead and use a fluffy brush and just make circular motions to remove that powder. So as you can see, what it does, the powder lightens up the area underneath the contouring, so you can tell where you have contoured, and that's what makes it really neat. I'm not an expert at this, so I probably need a lot more practices to get it right, but at least I have an idea of what works for my skin. It's just a case of perfecting it. And the same on the other side. So this is better. I like this. You can definitely see the contour, you can see the blush, a little bit of highlight up the top. The other one's sort of losing its contouring a bit. If that's the case, why not go back in and contour a little bit more? The BBCream didn't serve me very well today, so I'm keeping that in mind, that next time I do this video, I'm going to use a foundation and show you guys. But really, I just wanted the focus to be on the contouring today. Let me know what you think. I know that I've got a long way to go when it comes to contouring, but I'm also aware that at least I'm learning and doing my best to start from somewhere. And not everybody gets it the first time round. I've done it for 3 years, or maybe even less, because I never really considered contouring to be as important as, you know, wearing foundation and lipstick and blushing and highlighting. In fact, there was a time when only my eyes were the importance of my face, my eyes and my lips. I would just do eyeshadow and I would apply a lip product. And then I realized my eyebrows needed a bit of help. They looked very tired. So I felt that I should probably learn how to do my eyebrows. And then that's when eyebrows and contouring was something that I worked on around the same time. You guys, my battery is about to die. I love you so much. Hopefully you've learned something from this video. Again, I don't do this to tell you that I know everything, because I don't. I'm still learning. If you've got any tips, share with the people who are subscribed to my channel. Share with this channel. It's great to learn from each other, but it doesn't mean that we have to, you know, give each other negative comments if we're not perfect either, if we're not getting it right. It's all about uplifting each other, telling each other it's okay that we're getting it wrong. What can we do better? How can we improve? And that we have the intention of being positive, and it's okay that some of these things take a little bit longer than others to get right. And everyone has a different way of contouring, so this may not be suitable for you. And as I said, my skin type is normal to dry, so if you have normal to oily skin, you can probably completely dismiss this technique of contouring. I haven't tried cream sticks, so I'm considering that later on as something new for me to learn. I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, because I prefer to use powder, and I have used cream products to sculpt my face in the past, but I just haven't been on board with the cream ones. They've been really heavy on my skin, and all I wanted to do after I applied my makeup was get it off, and to me that's not a really great sign. When you're wearing makeup, you want it to look really great on your face, but you don't want it to be something that you're so ready to get off. You know what I mean? That's a sign that it's not working for you, and it should be less product that looks good. Thanks again for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I love you. Bye.